Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Becker, also known as Proud Becker. Today I'm going to show you how to make some simple, stupid, cool type beats. Yeah, let's get right into it. This is our first beat I'm going to break down. I started with this piano. I like to make the melodies with low velocity notes because it gives it more of a chill vibe. I started with this piano in Purity. It has a nice tremolo sound. And before I forget, I would like to mention that I detuned this beat. It's been pitched up 40 cents. So I started with this major 7th chord with a second inversion. Essentially all I did was I placed a major 7th chord and I took this note and shifted it up an octave and then put these little filler notes in. So it has like this like pulsating kind of sound. It sounds like this. So it's actually the same chord, just moved down 5 semitones. And then I put this little pad in the background, really hard to hear. I'm going to turn it up so you actually can hear it. I used this basic sine pad and basically just play this little melody. And this is what it sounds like. Actually really can't hear this too well in the mix, but it's just there for texture. And then I have this little bell that plucks one time. That's it, but it sounds really good in the mix, like it stands out very well. Then I have this very famous preset called partial, and it plays this melody. It's playing off of these little pulsating notes. Then I have this little harp here. It's in the bell and perk section. It's called bell with harmonics. I mute it, e.g. harmonics. So I use this bell, kind of hard to hear. It plays one note the whole time. Then I added this pad here that is actually an arp. It just plays the chord progression. I took out the rhythm notes, so it's just the chords. And then I put this bell here, and it just fills. And then the last part of my melody, I put the e.g. harmonics in, but it's just super in the back, like you really can't hear it throughout the mix. But it has a nice frequency. It stands out a little bit. You can hear it if you really pay attention and listen to it. Altogether, my melody sounds like this. I'm gonna move on to the drums now. So moving on to the drums, this is what they sound like all together. Fairly simple pattern. So I didn't actually start my drum pattern with a hi-hat or anything. I just let this first snare hit. This is what it sounds like with the clap. And then this hat fills that empty space between the snare and the clap. So it has a little bounce. And then I left space in this clap. It leaves this open space, which I filled with the snare. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the pattern. I put this sub in. Pretty much it for this beat. Here's the second beat I'm gonna break down. I started off with this piano preset. It's called Mellow EP. It's in Purity. And I wrote this chord progression in B minor, so I started off with the 6th degree of my scale, which is G. So I wrote a G major 7, played some notes here, and then I did a F sharp minor 7th on the 5th degree of my scale, and then put another note, and then just copy pasted the same chord over, and then added a different progression. This is what my piano sounds like on its own. And then I put partial in again. Again with a low velocity note, and then I put this vibra handbell in here, very common Plugg sound. Super simple, catchy little rhythm. And then I put this other bell here. It's a vibraphone. Here's what that sounds like. I just made the patterns kind of play off of each other. The partial is a filler, like a pad. I'm really going to be focusing on these two bells, but they play off of each other like call and response. So yeah, this is what they sound like together. It's a cool little pattern. But yeah, that's it for my melody. Here's what everything sounds like all together. Now the drums on this are very simple because it's only a hi-hat and a clap. So this is what my hat sounds like on its own. Here's my clap, and I left space again, so I skipped the second clap. Now you guys are probably wondering why I'm skipping this, because I think that it builds this little pocket. So I'm going to play this without the 808 here, and you're just going to kind of hear what I mean. Just gives it this little room to breathe here, like a nice little pause. So lastly, the 808 pattern. Here's what my 808 pattern sounds like. So yeah, it goes very well with the melody. Here's what that sounds like. So I forgot to record the outro. Goodbye.